Welcome to miniOrange. miniOrange provides single sign-on solution for Confluence, and as we know that is the best SAML SSO solution available in the market. So, in this video we are going to set up Confluence Single Sign-on with OneLogin, using SAML protocol. Let's get started with the setup. Go to your miniOrange Single Sign-on plugin. You can navigate the plugin by clicking on Take a Tour of the add-on. Now let's proceed with the configuration. Click on Add New IDP. You can select Manual Setup Flow, which gives you access to all the various setup options that we provide to add a SAML Identity Provider. If you want to configure your IDP setup from the get-go, you can use Quick Setup Flow, which we will be covering in this video. Scroll down and select OneLogin as an IDP. In the Service Provider metadata window, you can view the setup guide of the plugin. Here you will get step-by-step instructions. So firstly we are configuring OneLogin as an identity provider. Go to the OneLogin login page and log in with your credentials. Now go to the Applications from the menu and click on the Add App button. Now in the search bar, type SAML Test Connector and click on the app to add it, and click on the Save button. Here, in the Info tab, you can change the display name of your app. Now go to the Configuration tab. You will find Audience URL and Service Provider metadata in the plugin. Select Manually configuring the metadata on your IDP. Audience URL is referred as SP Entity ID. SP Entity ID is used to uniquely identify your service provider. Kindly copy it and paste it in the field. ACS URL will tell Identity Provider where to send SAML response after a successful authentication. Copy it and paste it in the ACS URL validator field. And also paste it in the ACS URL field. Now go to Parameters tab. Here name ID value is configured. To add more parameters, click on the plus sign. Enter field name as a first name. Enable Include in SAML Assertion checkbox, and click on the Save button. Select first name as a value and click on the Save button. To add one more parameter, click on the plus sign. Enter field name as a last name. Enable Include in SAML Assertion checkbox and click on the Save button. Select value as a last name and click on the Save button. And all our parameters successfully configured. To save the configuration, click on the Save button. And you can see successfully updated message here. Now, let's set up Confluence as Service Provider. Go to the Service Provider metadata window in the plugin, and click on Proceed. Enter the custom IDP name of your choice. Scroll down. IDP metadata can be imported in one of the three ways: metadata URL, metadata file, or manual setup. We will be configuring IDP by uploading its metadata file. You will find metadata file in OneLogin application. Go to your application. Under More Action drop-down, click on the SAML metadata and your metadata file will be downloaded. Now go to your plugin and upload this metadata file. Click on the Save button. You can see SAML setting updated message. Go down to the Test and Get Attributes URL. Copy the URL. Go to the incognito window, and in the location bar, paste the copied URL from the plugin, and press Enter. And you can see successful test configuration here, along with name ID, first name, and last name, and scroll down to check SAML request and response. Go back to the plugin, and click on Proceed. In the User Profile section, you can map the user profile attributes. While configuring parameters in the OneLogin application, we have configured name ID with user email. As OneLogin has separate parameters for first name and last name, select Yes from the given drop-down. Now for the first name attribute, select first name. And for the last name attribute, select last name. Click on Save and Proceed. From this drop-down, configure the default group that will be used to grant application access to the user. If no group is mapped, then users are added by default to the Confluence Software Users group. And from this drop-down, You can choose which user would be assigned the default groups. Click on View Results. Scroll down. And click on Finish. Your IDP is successfully configured. Now, whenever a user tries to access the Confluence login page, he will be redirected to OneLogin for authentication after some time. That is, the users will be forced to log in via OneLogin SSO. If you want to keep this behavior, then click on I understand. But if you want to change the behavior and show both Confluence login page and OneLogin SSO button, then click on Sign in Settings link. Now, click on Auto Redirect to IDP option to disable it. Scroll down and click on Save. Now, navigate to the Configured IDPs tab from the left menu. You will find all the configured IDPs here. You can view, test, edit, or delete your configuration here. You can also enable or disable SSO for the OneLogin IDP, as your test connection was successful. Now you will see SSO button on the Confluence login page. Click on Use Copyright Login button, and you will be redirected to OneLogin login page for SAML authentication. Now enter your OneLogin credential, and click on the Continue button. And you will be successfully logged into Confluence dashboard using OneLogin credentials. Go to the user profile to check the user data. You can see user's full name and email ID here. miniOrange provides best single sign-on solutions. Thanks for watching.